All right, so what exactly is mindfulness, and how do we get more of it in our lives? And why is a jewelry designer up here giving a TEDx talk on the subject? My name is Amy Torello, and yes, I design jewelry. About 3 years ago, just at the pinnacle of what I would consider success, a powerful doubt started to creep into my mind. In a world drowning in products, am I creating something of value, or am I just creating future trash? Of course, I know that beauty, art, and empowering women are all very important things, but they weren't enough to justify the creation of all of this product. It was a true professional crisis. But once I started exploring the idea of jewelry as a sacred object, jewelry as a tool for meditation and mindfulness, but once I started exploring the idea of jewelry as a sacred object, jewelry as a tool for meditation and mindfulness, not only did my vision of what I do completely shift, but it led me to discover powerful yet simple ways that we can all become more mindful and peaceful in our daily lives. I'd like to share some of these ideas with you here today. Okay, mindfulness is a word that gets tossed around a lot these days, but what exactly does it mean? And how do we find it in a world that is increasingly more saturated with bad news and panic-provoking world events? According to the Greater Good Science Center at UC Berkeley, mindfulness is maintaining a moment-by-moment awareness of our thoughts, feelings, bodily sensations, and surrounding environment through a gentle, nurturing lens. Mindfulness involves acceptance, meaning that we pay attention to our thoughts and feelings without judging them. When we practice mindfulness, our thoughts tune in to what we're sensing in the present moment, rather than rehashing the past or imagining the future. But finding and incorporating mindfulness into our daily lives can seem like such a moving target. I mean, do I have to meditate all the time? Am I gonna have to do yoga every day? I'm probably gonna have to become a vegetarian, and you're certainly gonna tell me I have to stop drinking, right? And while yes, all of these things could and do greatly help, they require a lot of dedication and discipline, which we don't always have the energy to give. What if we simply began with tiny actions, microdoses of mindfulness, incorporating intentional thoughts and beliefs with repetitive actions we can easily do throughout our day, thus redirecting stress, worry, and nervous energy into healthy acts of devotion. Researchers at Tel Aviv University discovered that repetitive acts can be very soothing on the soul. When stressed, people often act in these ways because they help increase a person's belief that they are managing a situation that is otherwise out of their control. Dr. Jill Owen from the British Psychology Society notes that repetitive behavior and rituals can be very effective in increasing focus and reducing stress. Focusing on a specific routine can concentrate the mind constructively and avoid anxious or demotivating thoughts so that performance is enhanced. Sounds like repetitive behavior can put us in that meditative state. Now, this is a very chop wood, carry water kind of concept. Florida State University researchers studied this Zen philosophy, interested in exploring how the mundane activities of life could be used to promote a mindful state and thus increase an overall sense of well-being. Turns out that even washing dishes, when done with presence and a genuine connection to the moment, you know, warm water, suds on the hands, all that kind of stuff, the subjects reported a decrease in nervousness by 27% and an increase in mental inspiration by 25%. Calm, repetitive motions can help get the stress out of our systems little by little before it builds up into one big dramatic event, or even worse, when we keep it in, bottled up inside. We have a multitude of opportunities throughout our day for small practices of mindfulness and awareness. Now, what if we added mantras, blessings, hopes, or prayers into these acts to truly raise our state to one of grace and love? And not just once in the morning or the evening when we're doing our daily rituals, but consistently, incorporating intentional thought into our mindless habits. Now, how many of us just consistently play with our jewelry? Spinning our rings, tinkering with our pendants. What about jingling our keys or tossing the coins around in our pockets? I mean, I'll even go so far as to say twirling our hair, I don't know, pulling on our earlobes. I want to invite you to reframe all of these not as nervous habits, but as an opportunity to tune in with yourself, your state of mind, your heart, and all of its emotions, and offer you a chance to give your mantra, your magic, to the world. From Buddhist malas to Catholic rosaries, prayer beads have been used as far back as the 5th century BCE to help keep track of mantras while reciting them, allowing more focus and connection with the meaning in the prayers. Their use can be found in virtually all of the world's major religions, including Islam, Hinduism, Sikhism, and the Baha'i faith. A Mahayana Buddhist text translated in the 4th century CE tells a story of the Buddha instructing a king to make mala beads from the seeds of the soapberry plant and to recite the Triratna, essentially like the Holy Trinity of Buddhism, while passing the mala beads through his fingers in order to calm his mind and relieve his anxiety. Look at that. The Buddha himself recognizing jewelry as a potent tool for soothing the spirit and calming the mind. There is power in what we choose to adorn our bodies with. Ancient and traditional cultures have known this for a long time. The power to lead, the power to protect, and the power to focus our energy on the divine. This idea fascinated me so much that I decided to make my own sacred jewelry and use it to raise funds for humanitarian causes. A ring, engineered to be a tiny prayer wheel, evoking a centuries-old Tibetan tradition, and engraved with the universal mantra, "May all beings be free, may the earth know peace." This is jewelry for humanity, designed with purpose and for the benefit of the greater good. No matter where we are, from the most stressful to the most blissful moment of our day, we have an opportunity to tune in and be present right here on our bodies. We can carry our path to mindfulness with us and know we are a part of a community of other people doing the same and sharing in our values. If we have power over one thing, it is the quality of the thoughts and feelings that run through us. It is these thoughts and feelings that create our beliefs, and it is our beliefs that create our actions. And it is our collective actions as one human race that creates the world in which we live. It is up to each of us to fiercely hold love, peace, and unity at the core of our beings to create the change we wish to see in this world. Now I know this is hard in these modern times with this 24-hour bad news bombardment that increasingly feels impossible to escape. And I know some of us are facing genuine hardship and a sense of imminent collapse. And I am not trying to be cavalier, but we cannot give ourselves over to fear, mistrust, and despair. There's already too much of this on the planet. It is imperative that we keep our vibrations up, to keep hope alive, especially in these tough times. Small, repetitive practices of mindful devotion peppered throughout our days will do this. So I invite each of you to turn off the news and walk away from your phones. Create your own personal talisman that has meaning for you and go find a small patch of nature, sunlight through the window, and start sending the love out into all that is. And draw strength in the knowledge that I and he and she and we are all doing the same. May all beings be free. May the earth know peace. Thank you.